All right, guys, welcome back. We have UFC Fight Night Vegas. We're doing it old school style, not with like the whole like me in the corner in the circle loom style, but we're gonna be recapping this fight card. Honestly, really good fights for a pretty shit card, but usually that's how it happens. As you guys can see, I'm here in beautiful Germany, Austria. I can't remember which one. One of those places in across the pond from Canada. We are here for a skiing contest. We have the first World Cup of the season in like a week, and we're doing some training right now. So, yeah, kind of hard to watch these fights, normal time or when they're actually on in real time because, it's like literally like fucking 10 to like 4 in the morning. So, I didn't do that, but there's this awesome website where you can go watch all the fights for free afterwards. So I did that the next morning, caught up on all the fights. Sucks kind of watching fights knowing the answer to some of them. Like I try not to open Instagram or anything because I don't want to know like who won, but you see some of the stuff. Anyways, pretty good fight card. We're gonna start off with Zachary Reese versus Jackson McPhee. Really good fight. I believe Zachary Reese took it on really short notice. I might be wrong, but I think it was quite short notice. And tough fight for Zachary Reese, honestly. You can see the strikes, total strikes are in Zachary Reese's favor, but when you actually watch the fight, like, it didn't necessarily look like that. It looked like, by the way, we're starting from the bottom of the card, as always. That's cold. I can see my own breath out here, dude. That's why I'm layered up. But, dude, Zachary Reese got after in this fight, but Jackson McPhee was putting it on him. Jackson McPhee, like, he wasn't as good at striking at range as Zachary Reese, but he's really, really good in the clinch and really good with elbows and really good at just like imposing his will. So even though like he wasn't doing bad, Jackson McPhee wasn't doing bad at range. He was doing like pretty good at range, but Reese had a bit of advantage. But it was really in the clinching or like in close in the clinch, and just like anything past that like long range, like once you get into like boxing range, even like Jackson McPhee was looking really, really good. I thought he was going to just destroy Zachary Reese after that like first round. Like halfway through the first round, I was like, okay, like this is going to be a tough ass fight for Zachary Reese. Not necessarily sure how he's going to get it done. He had a couple moments in like the beginning, in the first round where they got to grappling, and like he did seem to be doing okay in those. But come out second round, Zachary Reese gets him down, submits him, or he hurt him and then submits him, I think. Rear naked choke. But really good comeback win from Zachary Reese. He's pretty high, like he's pretty decent. Like he's not a bad UFC fighter whatsoever. I know he's lost some fights, but he's not bad. So I wasn't necessarily expecting Jackson McPhee to beat him. Like I didn't do predictions for this card, but I would have picked Zachary Reese to win. However, I was impressed with Jackson McPhee, and if you just watch like based on the first round, you're like, oh fuck, Zachary Reese is he's in some trouble. But great comeback, great win from him. Daniel Marcos versus Miles Johns. Miles Johns is one of these fighters who we think as really quite good, and I know Daniel Marcos is good. Daniel Marcos looks so different with this red top hair bullshit he's got going on. But I would have picked Miles Johns I would have got a lot of picks wrong in this card, I think. I would have picked Miles Johns to beat him, I think. I don't know. I never really thought Daniel Marcos was like anything super special when it came to fighting. But I'm starting to rethink that. He looked really, really good in this fight. He was mixing in the grappling really well. He was mixing up the striking really, really well. He basically just beat the shit out of Miles Johns and submitted him, like choked him out cold. He looked really, really good. He was definitely a little bit worried about the wrestling at the beginning, so he's like, wasn't striking quite as much as he typically would, and he was hunched over a bit when he was striking. Wasn't like fully upright. So he has like this reach advantage, but he wasn't really using it. I guess that's what I'm trying to get at. But he still looked great in the striking, and then once the grappling exchanges came from Miles Johns, and like he actually initiated one of them, I think. But he looked really good in it, felt comfortable in it, and then after that he was not easily, but he was like out grappling Miles Johns without too much difficulty. And he was piecing him up on the feet too. So it was kind of one of those fights where it's like, really, what is Miles Johns going to do? Miles Johns was swinging hard, heavy shots. So obviously he could hit Daniel Marcos with something and kind of stop him that way. But I think Daniel Marcos was slicker on the feet. He was way slicker in the grappling. Obviously he got the submission and choked him out cold, which is pretty nasty. But yeah, it was one of those fights where I was expecting a bit more from Miles Johns and a bit less from Daniel Marcos. I thought it would be close, but I didn't think Daniel Marcos would have this easy of a fight against Miles Johns. So good on him. It was a really good fight. Good win from him. Tisha Pennington versus Denise Gomez. We're gonna skip this one. I'll recap this one quickly, but it was a pretty typical fight. Denise Gomez is not bad. She's lacking a little bit of technique, which is a thing, dude. I don't know why, but UFC, like, whenever you go to a different country or like different language, it just switches everything like into, this is all in German now, like all my subtitles, my fight overview stuff like that, everything. And I even have a VPN that changes it to Canadian, and like UFC just overrides that and it's like, nah, you're in Germany, bro. It's like, fuck. But I guess I don't know what Afberg, whatever the fuck that is. I don't know what any of these words mean. I do, but like I wouldn't if I didn't, know them already. Anyways, Denise Gomez looked good. Her striking is good, considerably, not even better than Tisha Pennington's. Just Tisha Pennington has nothing that's going to hurt you in the striking. She just flicks kicks. She's got pretty good movement. She's pretty good at like staying out of danger, fighting at range, or like ducking under shots, turning the corner, and then coming back. But she just doesn't have any shots that is going to hurt Denise Gomez. So Denise Gomez literally didn't have anything to worry about. Tisha Pennington did okay in the grappling, but it wasn't anything crazy. And Denise Gomez is kind of just too big and strong for her. A little bit better in the striking and just heavier handed. So when she was landing, it was hurting her more. And she was kind of just walking Tisha Pennington down for the majority of the fight. Good win from Denise Gomez. I think she's a pretty good fighter, but she's definitely got like a bit to go. I think they're in strawweight, so it would be Zhang Weili, but she's gone. So yeah, whoever just won the belt for strawweight, I don't know why I'm forgetting, but I'm forgetting because they're pretty bad. That's why, and it's pretty non-consequential because Zhang Weili's going. But yeah, Denise Gomez will get fucking destroyed by Zhang Weili. It's hard watching women's strawweight because Zhang Weili, and she would just beat everybody. So yeah. Josh Holkett, this motherfucker, bro, versus Max Gimenez. Josh Holkett, dude, I made a video like when I did Contender Series fights and recaps about Josh Holkett, and he was like the most annoying fighter ever. No. He is super annoying with his personality. I get that's the whole point. He's going full Chael Sonnen-esque. Damn, they literally got the army doing a whole run past me right now. Pretty cool. A little morning army run. Anyways, yeah, I know he's supposed to be annoying, and I know that's his whole shtick, but fuck me, it's annoying. He is good. Josh Holkett's good. He's a bit small for heavyweight, but I think any heavyweight that's athletic, any person that's athletic, weighs around 230 and is like 6'2", like you're in half decent shape. You're athletic. You can you've done a previous sport. You're going to do just fine against the majority of people in the heavyweight division, as long as you've been training for like 2-3 years. But yeah, Josh Holkett has a wrestling background, but his boxing and striking he's pretty well rounded, honestly. Do I think he's like going to beat a lot of the best guys, like Volkov and those guys? Obviously, like Tom Aspinall and stuff, but Cyril Gane and whatnot in heavyweight? No, I don't think so. But I do think he'll beat a lot of the guys up until the top 5 in heavyweight because they're all pretty bad, and he's actually athletic. He's got a good wrestling background, and he showed his striking's pretty good in this fight. He's very athletic. I always say athletic. Fuck, I gotta think of something else. He's very quick with his striking. He's very athletic. Bro just moves in and out of range really well. And when he is landing shots, obviously anybody that's 230 that hits you with a properly thrown athletic punch, it's gonna fucking hurt, right? So the way he was stepping into range against Max Gimenez to try to catch him was really impressive. Max Gimenez, I think he's a better fighter than we got to see, which sucks for him because I know it's his UFC debut. I hope they give him a couple more fights because I do think he's half decent. Like, he was in this striking, he didn't look bad. He was landing some really nasty low kicks at the very beginning on Josh Holkett, and he was countering pretty well. He did get, once Josh Holkett hurt him, he did try to fire back instead of saying safe. Like, he was trying to throw back he probably could have been a bit more calculated with getting some separation, I guess. And and not getting hit with that second shot. Because once you get a little bit wobbled at heavyweight, like, first of all, like, a lot of guys, they'll cover up like this. You can't really do that. He was throwing back, which I think is a better option to throw back and try to cause some separation that way. But not not the best. He probably should have tried to grab Josh Hokit or just like circled out. It's hard to do that when you're in the moment, but because once Josh Hokit landed that second punch, he was pretty much out, and then he fucking fed him like 8 more and flatlined him. So yeah, you can't get hit with 2 big shots like that at heavyweight. So you either have to grab the person or circle out, or you can just cover up like a lot of them do and eat another big one around the guard and get flatlined anyways. Fucking Mayo Silva, dude. I heard Guru on his video. She's like, she got a half decent butt, dude. This girl literally is one of the most ratchet girls in in the UFC, Mayo Silva. So you need to take that back, brother. And honestly, I hate watching her fight because it's just so bad. It's just so, the skill level is just awful. And I don't know how she fought for a title, to be honest. That's really harsh, but she is really bad. So, yeah. Jacqueline Cavalcanti is a lot better. Mayo Silva is literally just tough. That's it. It's literally it. It's like, who was the other chick that was, why am I forgetting, that looks kind of destroyed like Mayo Silva as well? She won the belt to weight up and then got beat by Raquel Pennington. That's how much I hate talking about these chicks. It'll come back to me. Anyways, they both are, they're kind of similar where they just use their toughness, but they don't have much actual like fighting skill, talent, etc. So yeah, I like, she's put Mayo Silva supposed to be a striker, and her striking is pretty trash. So yeah, that's my whole that's my whole point. Jacqueline Cavalcanti's actually pretty good. Like, her striking is good. It's not bad. Like, I'm not gonna say it's awful or anything like that. It's not bad. She was significantly better in the striking than Silva, and she won quite easily a decision. Fucking Ronnie Barcelos versus Ricky Simon. This is one of the fights where I saw the results before watching the actual fight, and I was like, ain't no fucking way Ronnie Barcelos is out here beating another fucking dog. And he did, but it was a lot closer fight than I thought, because I saw he won, and I saw like the stitches under Ricky Simone's chin that Dana White and stuff posted that looked nasty. I was like, holy fuck, Ricky Simone must have got flatline KO'd or something fucked up happened. But no, it was a really close fight. And do I think Ronnie Barcelos won? Yes, but not by much, dude. Not by much. This guy's neck is literally, I don't know how he has good movement, because his neck is literally fused like this, and he just but he's actually got pretty decent head movement. His striking is not bad. Ricky Simone is a good fighter. I think Ricky Simone is one of the better guys at bantamweight. Obviously, like, he's not in the rankings, and he's not like top 10 level, but he's good. Like, he's a top 20 fighter in the world, and he's very skilled, and he can beat a lot of the really good guys on the UFC roster at bantamweight. So, and he's well-rounded as well, right? Like, he's really well-rounded. We saw in this fight, like, they didn't really grapple that much because they're both against strikers, but Ricky Simone's striking is good, man. It's good, and he likes to address the issue. He doesn't let fights get away from himself, and he's closes the distance well, because he was at a pretty decent. I guess he wasn't really at a reach disadvantage, which is kind of weird because Ronnie Barcelos is definitely bigger than him, but he was like, let's be real, he had to close the distance to get inside to hit Ronnie. And dude, he did a good job. He did a good job closing distance and stepping into the fire. Just Ronnie Barcelos, his counters really nice. And the big difference was when he was landing shots on Ricky Simone, they were hurting him, or at least looking like they had more impact. They were heavy shots. And yeah, he just had the third round. He did a bit more than Ricky Simone, and then the one other round that I had him winning, I think it was the second, maybe first. I can't remember. One of either the first or second, because there's only 3 rounds, but he was just landing, like, it was close, but he was landing the heavier shots, right? But really good fight, really good win from Ronnie Barcelos. Put him against somebody in the top 15. Give him a ranked opponent. He deserves it. Like, he literally beat Peyton Talbot, and Peyton Talbot's going against Henry Cejudo, so it doesn't really make sense. Jamal Emmers versus Haider Emil. Interesting fight. First round was sick. Second and third round kind of just blanked the fuck out for, because it was pretty boring. Jamal Emmers on the feet is quite good. I was very impressed. I haven't watched one of his fights in a long time, and I kind of forgot how good he was on the feet. He's quite good on the feet. He Hyder Meal, he was I won't want to say he was piecing up Hyder Meal, but he kind of was. He was kind of piecing up Hyder Meal. Hyder Meal's striking is good. He just lacks a little bit of defensive awareness just because he's trying to pressure you and attack you so much. Like, but you can do a better job of that. Like you can pressure, like he's pressuring, throwing, causing chaos, stuff like that. But his defense is his defense is pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Like he pressures more than somebody like Ilya, and he pressures harder than somebody like Ilya, and he pressures a lot harder and different than somebody like Marab. But both those guys have way better defense than Hyder Emil. Like Ilya Topuria, like he's pressuring you, but he's not constantly throwing, and he's always got his hands ready to counter fire and stuff like that. Marab, he's pressuring you, but he once, like, when he's pressuring you and throwing strikes, he'll switch to a double leg or something, or he'll get out of range. So those are like his kind of two ways of defending against strikes coming back at him. But Hyder Meal is just pressuring you and throwing, leaving a bunch of holes. So he does get pieced up a lot. And I think against a lot of fighters, that's going to work for him. But against some people like Jamal Emmers, who are like pretty damn good at striking and good at fighting in the back foot in that range, it's going to be a hard fight for him. He was pouring it on though in the end of the first round, like, and he started once Jamal Emmers started to get tired, and that's kind of Hyder Meal's thing. Like if he gets you tired, then he can start to kind of that style works a bit better when you're tired. But in the first round, when you're fresh, up until at least 3-4 minutes, it's gonna be tough. And then in the second round, he started to use that same pressure again. And I still had him losing the first round, right? But in that second round, when he was starting to do that again, he just got I was gonna say got taken down. I can't remember what happened, how they ended up in the ground, but Jamal Emmers kind of just switched to grappling because he kind of realized he could just like literally manhandle Hyder Meal on the ground. Not manhandle him, but he could kind of dominate Hyder Meal on the ground, and he wouldn't have to worry about gassing out himself or getting pressured like this. The weird thing, not weird thing, but second and third round, Hyder Meal, after getting taken down and held there for a while, because he's not he's still a technical fighter, and that's what makes him entertaining and interesting to watch, because he like really pressures it, really goes after the fight, really like tries to cause chaos. His nickname is literally the Hurricane, which is kind of what it looks like. But he's still using technique. Like his strikes are thrown properly and stuff like that. He does kind of get a little bit reckless, leaving his hands down, or just like not caring about defense, just because he's trying to do so much offense. But he uses a lot of energy, right? That's like his main thing. Like it's like technique is pretty good, defense is not so good, but uses a lot of energy. And even in his grappling, it's kind of similar. Like his technique's okay, but he relies more on his energy output and just ability to dig deep in the grappling as well as the striking to win positions, win fights, stuff like that. But you can see the second and third round, after that first round, and after getting held in the ground from Jamal Emmers, like trying to Army boys are back in, trying to just like kind of power and explode out of positions. He was just so gassed. He's literally lying on the ground like dying, and he it was basically just first round was close. Hyder Meal's pressuring him. Second, third round, Jamal Emmers kind of dominates him on the ground, but mainly because Hyder Meal is absolutely gassed and he's trying to just explode out of all the positions and there's no energy left whatsoever. So, yeah, still entertaining fight, dude. And I do think Hyder Meal is good. He just needs to bring the way he fights from like, it's awesome that it's so aggressive like this, but like bring like the technique and the strategic fighting from like here to like here, and just the aggression to like here. If he just brings it down a little bit, like finds a little bit of a better mixture of it, I think he's going to do good against a lot of people. But Jamal Emmers looked good as well. I think he's a better striker than I remembered, and his grappling looked amazing. So he's going to be a problem for a lot of guys. Leroy fucking Duncan, the human blade himself, dude. This guy's wrinkly bald head, man, is just KOing fuckers everywhere. Marco Tullio took some super necessary shots in this fight. Wild, dude. Leroy Duncan is really good. I think I've said this before in the past, but yeah, I don't know. It's time to put some respect on Leroy Duncan's name, because there's some things he does that, like, look like, okay, maybe you just shouldn't do that. Like, it's not necessary. But he's one of these guys that's like very instinctual. He uses his intuition to fight. He kind of does what feels right. His technique is okay. Like, his technique is still quite good. It's not like, he has the most perfect technique ever, like Ilya's boxing or anything like that. But he's very, very creative. And one of the things that he does really, really well is when he does look to, like, he'll touch, and then he'll like explode with something to hurt you. And he knows how to hurt somebody. And once he hurts you, he knows how to finish. So he's really, really good at finishing fights, and he's really, really good at finding the shot that's gonna rock you or start to cause damage. And he's so athletic, bro. I know I always use athletic, but he's really, really, really naturally athletic. He's got this karate stance, and he just bounces, switches stances in and out of range. He's always spinning, and there's always something dangerous coming your way, and always in a manner that you just don't see coming, right? And to be fair, Marco Tullio, when it came to like the technical striking, he was getting the better of Leroy Duncan. It was close, but he was getting the better of him. He was landing some really good leg kicks. He was landing some good strikes. Marco Tullio is a good fighter. Grappling wise, cage work wise, Marco Tullio looked great. Christian looked good as well, but Marco Tullio looked great. But it was just the like in and out movement, the explosions of Christian Leroy Duncan or CLD, whatever. I'll say CLD. It's easier. CLD, and just the spinning shit, bro. The fucking spinning shit. It was like first round, he hit him with this crazy spinning elbow. It was like 1-2 step forward, and then spinning elbow against the cage, and legitimately probably fucked his skull up, because there was like a dent like right there between his eyes. It started bleeding. That one definitely hurt. Rocked him. And then in the second round, when he got the KO, I think I could have given the first round to Marco Tullio, though. In the man, it was probably a CLD round, but it was close. I forgot that CLD rocked him. Otherwise, Tullio was doing good. Yeah, dude, CLD doesn't even take that much damage in a lot of fights. Anyways, third round, misses a kick, spins through with a back fist. And maybe he got leg kicked again, and he just spun after the leg kick. He spun through the back fist, one or the other, and yeah, that back fist like landed and just fucking destroyed Marco Tullio, and Christian CLD like followed up. Yeah, nasty shit, dude. Marco Tullio was out, and he got fed like more shots that he did not need to get fed. But great win from CLD. He looks really good, man. It's time to move him up, move him up, move him up, move him up. He's going to be a really tough fight for a lot of guys. Mr. Taco Padilla, the little grumpy taco himself. I love Chris Padilla. I think he's a good fighter. I don't think Ishmael Bonfim is that good of a fighter. Both the Bonfim brothers, obviously the other, Gabriel Bonfim, is a little bit cleaner, but Ishmael Bonfim is not a very clean fighter. His technique is actually pretty bad. It's pretty awful. He kind of just like, yeah, he doesn't really have good technique at all. And that's kind of what we saw in this fight, is just that Chris Padilla had a lot better technique than Ishmael Bonfim. And one of the things that Chris Padilla is good at is he's really good at game planning, fight IQ. He's really good at defensive fighting as well. Like, he's, for a shorter guy, because he's usually always a shorter guy, he's really good at just covering up, blocking shots like well. And I always talk about in the channel, like, you don't necessarily want to be always covering when somebody's throwing full force at you. This is a lightweight belt, yeah. Anyways, you don't really want to always be covering like this, and so because somebody can always wrap one around the guard, or like let's say they head kick you and like it's catches your glove, but it still could rock you. Chris Padilla is like one of the best at defending strikes with a high guard and not taking too much damage. He takes a lot of the shots on the forearms, even though like Bonfim was jabbing him, and like they were saying like a lot of the jabs are landing on the arms, and they were like they land on the arm, shots are landing on the arm. But let's say Bonfim threw 5 jabs, like 5 of the jabs, 3 of them were going straight through the middle and still hitting Chris Padilla. but those are jabs, so those aren't necessarily going to be the shot that's going to rock you or drop you. But Chris Padilla does a really good job of the leg kicks, the movement, like side to side movements, blocking, countering, and he's always looking for elbows and stuff to cause damage. So I think that Chris Padilla in this fight, way more technical fighter. Obviously, taking it with a big weight cut miss from Bonfim. Good on him, dude. He had a good finish as well. I think I know he's begging for this bonus. I hope he got it. I hope he got some money for his mama to get her out of the trailer. But Chris Padilla is good, man. I think he's on a pretty. Can I click on this without fucking up my screen? No, probably not, eh? Oh yeah, I can. Nice. He's on a pretty good win streak right now. Let's view his fight history. Like, he beat Jai Herbert, great win. He beat Bonfim, good. He beat Rong Zhu, is that who that is? Good win. He's on a 4-fight win streak right now. He's 4-0 in the UFC. Like, he's really not a bad fighter. Like, he's pretty good for like, I know he's 17-6, but like, he seems pretty unassuming when you see Chris Padilla, but he's really quite a good fighter, and most of it comes down to his technique and his game planning. Like, he's got really good technique, really good defense, and good game planning. Muslim Salikov versus Oris Medic. Muslim Salikov, fucking bald ass motherfucker. Both these guys are bald as fuck. Oris Medic, I always remember, like, he walks out and I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? He's just like, he's kind of got this one, like, he's just got this look that, like, he should be in, like, one of these How to Catch a Predator, like, videos. But, I don't know, man. He's just, and it's not that he's, like, he's good, but he just seems to have this, like left hand touch of death that he knows he's going to find that knockout shot. I don't know. It's weird, but Oris Medic is super, super good at finding the shots to finish people and landing clean with that left hand. And he's got a surprising amount of power on his shots. Like, he is just KOing everybody in the first round. I think this is his second, like, back-to-back KO in, like, a minute and a half. So really good on him. He really extends all of his punches. Like, when he steps, like, when he throws that left hand to, like, hit somebody or finish somebody, he's, like, fully stepping through with everything, full range of motion, turning it over. Like, it's not, like, just all muscle. He's literally extending everything into that, stepping through and, yeah, whipping it really well. There's a lot of power on it. And he's got really, really good range, so... And timing, good timing as well. So good on him. He fucking destroyed Muslim Salikov with that. And yeah, he just destroyed him, bro. Jospeh Morales versus Matt Chanel. I had Joseph. Why did I say Josh, bro? It's fucking early, and it's cold out here. I've been sitting here for 30 minutes for you guys right now. Jospeh Morales looked really good against Matt Chanel. Kind of saw this coming, though. Matt Chanel, honestly, in my opinion, is not that great. I know he's more of a striker, but... He's one of these guys that's big for the division. He looks kind of athletic. He is kind of athletic, but he's not very strong, I guess would be the word. He's a guy that's always getting out-muscled and out... He's getting bullied in every position, whether it's on the feet or whether it's in the grappling. So, yeah, kind of like one of those fights as well, again, this time. Jospeh Morales looked really good in the striking, but obviously he had a huge advantage in the grappling. Matt Chanel shot on him, and Jospeh Morales looked so good in the grappling, man. What did he go for? He went for... I don't know what he started with, but he ended up in, like, a crucifix from the back, and then went for the Kimura, and then... literally just, I believe it just took this back and choked him out that way. I can't remember what it was. If it was a rear naked choke. I believe it was. Jospeh Morales looks good, man. I'm glad to see him taking some wins in the UFC. He was one of my favorite guys on that last season of Tough. And he's one of these fighters that's like, he's really good. And he's just had like a couple shit fights in the UFC. Like, he fought some good ass people in the UFC and got cut. There's a couple guys from Canada like that had like some... They got in the UFC, had a couple tough fights, and then, like, got cut immediately and went on to have really good careers, like Olivier Aubin. He was in the UFC. He fought, like, some really good guys, had to win, lost, like, 2 close fights or whatever against good competition, then got cut, and then went to the PFL and just destroyed everybody for a couple years. There's a lot of guys like that, you know, they have, like, 1 or 2 bad performances and they get cut. And it's not really like indicative of their skill level. So Jospeh Morales looks really good. I think he's going to be one of these flyweights that causes a lot of problems for a lot of guys just because he's so well-rounded everywhere. Like his striking's really good, his grappling's really good, his wrestling's really good. So he's going to be a problem for a lot of people in flyweight. We'll see how far he ends up going up the rankings, but I'm excited to see his career progress. And he's a funny guy, dude. He's an interesting. He's a nice character. Like he's not like super interesting, but he's somebody that you can you want to root for, I guess, if that makes sense. Gabriel Bonfim versus Randy Brown. I don't like the way the Bonfim strike. They're so upright and their hands are like this, and they're just striking like that a lot of times, and they're throwing punches like that. I don't know. It looks weird. I'm watching. I'm like, technique is not ideal, but he is still very good at striking, and he is obviously better at grappling. And to do that to Randy Brown is super impressive. So I can't say anything. It just looks a little awkward when he's striking. It looks a little weird. Not how I think traditionally you would go about it, but again, swing your swing. You got to do what feels right to you, what works for you. He was countering really, really well against Randy Brown. He's got a great check left hook, great jab, and he was just blasting Randy Brown with low kicks. The low kicks were really, really good, super well placed, straight to the calf, multiple low kicks. That was his biggest weapon in this fight. Randy Brown is really good striking. He's got great range, but he's not so good at stopping the low kicks. And Bonfim did an amazing job of just he's just here, boom, low kick. Here, boom, low kick. No tell whatsoever. He's just staring Randy Brown in the eyes and just chipping away with low kicks. You can't see right now, but I'm chipping away with low kicks. Really, really good low kicks from Gabriel Bonfim, and it kind of once he landed 10 of them in the first round, Randy Brown started to slow down in his striking and everything like that, and Gabriel Bonfim was able to open up with his hands a bit more and not have to worry about getting countered by Randy Brown and getting hit with big shots. That was pretty much the whole fight. Honestly, it was just Gabriel Bonfim smashing low kicks, Randy Brown not checking them or getting out of the way of them. I really thought that, I think at this level, you have to be able to fight in another stance if you're going to let yourself eat that many fucking low kicks, bro. If you're going to let yourself eat that many low kicks, you better be able to fight, in southpaw. Or get really good at checking or stepping out of the way of low kicks. Randy Brown, in the, after fucking 20 of them landed, he started lifting his front leg to kind of avoid it. They were still landing, but obviously less impact is when your leg is stationary. But brother, you got to make that decision or switch a lot earlier on in the fight, which he just didn't do. So yeah, Gabriel Bonfim looked really good. Second round, obviously, he landed the massive fucking knee and KO'd Randy Brown. People were saying it's an early stoppage. When I first saw it, I was like, that's kind of early stoppage. But I was looking at it again, and Randy Brown was out. That knee, when I first saw that knee, it looked like they both kind of fell real time. It looked like it kind of landed, but looked like they both kind of fell back in just from being off balance. But once Randy Brown hit the ground, it's oh, he's actually out. And then he kind of started to come back and come to and start to get back up. But yeah, he was out. He was replay, you can see he was out. So great stoppage, good win for Gabriel Bonfim. Yeah, it was this card. It was interesting. It was a good card. The fights were good, but we don't give a fuck about most of the people on this fight card, or I don't, at least. I am really excited for next week when we have UFC with Islam and Jack Della Maddalena. And also, I was looking at the ONE FC's fight, the pay-per-view they have coming up. It's insane. It's November 16th. It looks really, really good. So I'm excited to watch that. If you go look at their card for November 16th, the fighters on that card is insane. They literally have all their best fighters on one card. So should be really good. I'm excited to watch that. That's this recap video. I know it's long. Fuck it. I don't care. I'm cold. I'm out here in fucking Europe. And I'm doing these videos for you guys still because I told myself I would do one for every fight card. So love y'all. Deuces.